Well, hello there. Thank you for joining me. I notice I've got a little bit of darkness under my eyes. I was up a little bit later than normal last night trying to get the cable at my new apartment squared away. They kept telling me it was going to be a few minutes, and then a few minutes morphed into 3 hours. So, tonight I'm going to play a little bit of catch up with the Z's. Lately I've been talking a lot about body image and self-worth and self-love and a whole lot of mindset outlook type stuff. That stuff is critically important. Otherwise, I wouldn't have kicked off so many videos about it. The reason that I cover so much mindset related material is because when it comes to achieving pretty much any goal, regardless of whether that's related to fitness or health or your relationships or your career, achieving those goals requires taking action, taking the right actions, and taking those actions consistently. There, that final piece, consistency, is where many of us stumble. True, a lot of us don't know what to do in order to reach certain goals. Or we think we know what to do, but we're doing the wrong things due to either misinformation or misinterpretation or some other reason. However, many of us do know what to do, and we know the right things to do, but we just don't do them. The fact of the matter is, our actions, what our bodies do, what we physically go out in the world and do day to day, our actions are at the mercy of what goes on in here. Until we get our minds right, we are going to have an infinitely more difficult time achieving our goals. So how do we go about making sure that our mind is in the right place? How do we go about getting our minds to the spot where we are better equipped to actually take the actions and do the things that we know we need to do to get to where we want to be? I'm going to share with you what I consider to be probably the most important habit or skill that you can develop in terms of putting yourself into a better position to work towards your goals. That habit is practicing mindfulness, practicing meditation. Now, I'm not going to get all woo-woo on you and tell you need to climb up to a mountaintop and sit and hum and swing incense around or go on an ayahuasca retreat or whatever. Instead, I'm going to share with you how I think about meditation, how I view it, and what that word means to me. In a nutshell, I see meditation as practicing the ability to recognize my thoughts and my emotions and put a little bit of a buffer between those thoughts and emotions and the actions that I take as a result of those thoughts or emotions. It gives me a little breathing room, and it gives me just a couple of seconds to say, okay, that happened, or okay, I'm feeling this way, or I'm noticing that thought. Then, once I recognize what's going on, I can say, without judging whether that thought, action, or what happened is positive or negative, you don't need to judge anything, but you can just take a step back, assess the situation, and then say, okay, how am I going to respond to this? So how powerful can that ability be? How many times in your life has something happened to you, or have you felt a certain emotion, or have you had a certain thought, and you acted on it immediately? You reacted to it. Then later you look back and you say, damn, I really wish I had thought that through, or I wish I hadn't acted so rashly. Well, meditation can go a long way towards cultivating the ability to do that. It gives you better awareness of what's going on in your head, what's going on in your heart, and then deciding, okay, that's cool. I understand that I'm feeling this way or thinking that way. How do I want to act on that? Do I want to let that affect my actions? This is particularly important in stressful situations. How many times do we stress eat or do something stupid because we're overwhelmed? Meditation can let us take a step back and say, okay, it's cool. I do have a lot going on. Or, okay, that's right, this situation does suck. That's totally fine. I'm not saying that meditation is a way to totally disconnect yourself from emotions. That's not the point. The point is, it puts you in a position to take those emotions, thoughts, and circumstances. You take those in, you assess them, and then you decide how you want to respond to them. Essentially, meditation puts you in better control of yourself, better enabling you to do the things that you actually know that you need to do. As I said earlier, obviously there are situations in which we don't know what to do to reach our goals. But from my experience, a lot of us know what to do, we're just not doing it. Meditation is, I keep wanting to say without a doubt, but I can't say without a doubt. Meditation has been, for me, the most powerful habit that I've developed to enable me to consistently move towards my goals. In future videos, since this one's getting a little bit long, we'll cover exactly how to do that. I can't promise that it's going to be my next video, but because who knows, I might find something more pressing to cover. But this is just such a critically important skill. It's so important. I'm going to leave you with that. Meditation. If you're not meditating, now is a pretty damn good time to start thinking about starting to do it. Go forth, kick ass, make it an awesome day.